Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. All right, so this I'm on the 4 hour time frame right now. Let's take a look at the 1 hour real quick. Yeah, okay, so we'll go back to the 4 hour. I'm looking at this resistance right here, support, 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 giving me these two trend lines, this top right here and this bottom right there. Kind of looks like a rising wedge in my opinion, like we've been looking at on this channel. If we zoom out and we go to the daily time frame, we have a falling wedge here in my opinion. That's what I've been looking at. We basically have that top and the bottom, and it's a bullish pattern. We're waiting for a breakout to the upside. Very similarly, the rising, so that's a falling wedge. The rising wedge is very much the same, except it's opposite. It is kind of like a bearish pattern. Technically, it's not guaranteed to break to the downside, but in a rising wedge, that is kind of what you expect. Until we break the trend line going up or down, then we don't know for sure whether, like, which way we're breaking though. But we are watching these trend lines, and once we do break one of them, then we can get a better idea. Are we going to head up or are we going to head down? If we break the bottom of the rising wedge is the target, sitting at around maybe 0.153, or maybe even this bottom down here sitting at 0.143 possibly. If it breaks to the upside, what I would do is kind of treat it like a channel pattern, drag from the bottom to the top of the triangle, maybe somewhere in the middle. Try to be conservative about it, because you could technically you could do like the back here, but I like doing it in the middle just to be a little more conservative about the target. If we did break that, maybe something like that, which would take us around 0.1995. The other thing we've been watching on this channel is the Fibonacci retracement levels. So we had a big, huge run to the upside. We started having trouble up here. Ever since we started having trouble, I got the Fibonacci retracement tool, drug from the bottom of the run to the top of the run. And then I've been watching these levels as they go down. And so basically they act as support and resistance. So my point is, what is my point? All right, so we're watching my last target was 185.185, which was this Fibonacci retracement level, that 78% level. I think if we could break 185 and start heading up, then maybe we can start targeting the next Fibonacci retracement levels going to the upside. And like I've been talking about on this channel, if we break this resistance line going to the upside, like I said, it's a falling wedge. If we break that resistance going up, the target would technically be the top of the pattern. Sometimes it doesn't make it all the way up there. Sometimes it goes like halfway and then it kind of goes down, just like a little pop, but still from here to like even halfway would be kind of nice. And like I was saying, I use the Fibonacci retracement level. So if we break this Fibonacci retracement level, the next target that I'd be looking at is maybe 0.248 to start. And then I'd be looking at, see what happens if we touch this area. Are we starting to head down? Are we getting resistance on it? Because like I said, they act as support, how we got bounces on right there on this Fibonacci retracement level, but then they also act as resistance, because we didn't perfectly hit it right here, but we kind of came close, and then we got resistance right around that area. So that'd be like if we could break out 185, then I'd be looking at this area up here, and then we'd also, if we did break 185, we'd be breaking the we'd be starting to break out, maybe possibly out of this falling wedge pattern. Now, we've had to readjust the lines a little bit, or I've readjusted the lines a little bit, so like here and there, because we have broken it before. But what we're also looking at is the volume, and that's the other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention with this rising wedge right here. We've been getting declining volume ever since we started this little pattern right here. Basically, we've been declining volume. If we break going to the downside, then we'll look at the volume and see if the red candles start to come in. And if we start getting more big red candles like we did over here, then you know that it's like a good shorting opportunity or whatever. I don't know people on this channel or my audience trades with leverage, but that might be a shorting opportunity. If it goes to the upside, and we start getting green candles, then maybe we might be breaking out of the bigger on the daily time frame, that falling wedge, maybe something like that, breaking that resistance, going to the upside. Like I said, I'd be looking to see if we could break out 185 around there. If we could break that, then I'll be looking at the next Fibonacci retracement level going to the upside. The other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention real quick is if we jump to the daily time frame, let's go ahead and delete those trend lines right here real quick, just so I can show you. On this channel, I watch the 9 moving average a lot, and we have this blue line right here, which is the 9 moving average. I basically talk about this on pretty much every one of my videos, so if you're familiar with this, then you already know what I'm going to say. But when we break below it, then we get resistance on it and it pushes us to the downside. When we break above it, then it's possible that we can get support on it and get pushed to the upside and find support on it and bounce on top of it and go up. This one kind of just got a little move to the upside, but there's other instances and I talk about it all the time. But check it out right here. We are cracking that 9 moving average right now. If you note, it's not perfect though. So and that's why we move up to the next time frame, and I'll show you that here in a second. But like right here, we broke that 9 moving average, closed the candle, and then the next candle immediately just got a red candle and went back down. So it's not like perfect, but it is a good sign when you are above the 9 moving average, in my opinion. It's better than being below it. And the daily time frame's kind of no joke. So I mean, it's one of the time frames where I really like to look at this 9 moving average. Or basically, if we're above it, then I think it's a good thing. What we want to do now, we have, what is it? We have 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 35 seconds. I think that's right. Until we close this daily candle right here. Let's see if we can close the daily candle above the 9 moving average, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens at the next candle. See if we're still above that 9 moving average. Tomorrow's candle, or I don't know when the candle ends, but I mean, like I said, it's in 1 hour, 19 minutes, and that's not like the end of the day. But anyways, we'll see what happens on the next candle and the next candle. If we can continue to hold, so basically what I want to see us do is hold support on that 9 moving average, and then maybe we can get like a bounce to the upside. I mean, we have to go sideways a little bit, and then what we want to do though is stay above that 9 moving average. Basically, we're cracking the 9 moving average right now, and I think that could be a good sign. So that's one of the main things that I wanted to bring to your attention. That's why I wanted to make a video, is because something did kind of change. We've been under the 9 moving average since over here. We actually right here, we broke below it. And then ever since then, we're getting resistance right around that 9 moving average. Right now, we're kind of breaking through it. And remember how I was telling you that it's easier to break through it going sideways than it is when it's like on top of us. It technically it was on top of us, but we kind of, it was like kind of like this. You see what I'm saying? Instead of it being like this, like instead of it being like, I don't know, it's kind of like a feeling, or like, I don't know how to explain it, should I say, but I feel like we did kind of break through it more going sideways, as opposed to us it being like directly above us and having to break through it going something like that. Or kind of like ease into it, if you know what I mean. So something like that. But yeah, looks like we are breaking that. Let's see if we can continue this. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we do have a rising wedge pattern, which is technically a bullish pattern, something like this. So the first things we're going to want to watch is this pattern right here. Are we breaking to the upside, or are we breaking to the downside? If we start breaking to the downside, we'll probably break below that daily 9 moving average. If we break above it, then we might have a better chance of staying above that 9 moving average on the daily time frame. Right now, I switch back to the 4 hour time frame. If we break above it, maybe we can start cracking the 185.185 level, the Fibonacci retracement level. If we can start cracking that, then maybe we can crack this resistance. There's a lot of ifs right now, and we're basically in 2 patterns. On the 4 hour time frame, we're on this rising wedge. That's the smaller time frame. And then if we go to the daily time frame, we're also in between these 2 levels right here. So we're in between 2 patterns. We're waiting for breakouts on both of these patterns, on the smaller time frame and then on the bigger time frame. And then let's jump over, and like, remember how I was saying that like it's not perfect right here, how we just kind of went above it and then broke below it. That's when we get stuff like this where it's not really perfect. I like looking at the next time frame up. So I'm on the daily time frame. Let's jump to the weekly time frame. This is, I still don't really love the way this looks. And like, let's say we break this resistance, we might be going sideways for a little bit before we really start pushing to the upside, kind of like we did back here, because we broke that resistance. We had another falling wedge last year. We broke that resistance. We kind of went sideways for a couple weeks. Each one of these candles is a week. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4 before we really started getting these nice green candles, before the volume really started to come in. And so, yeah, like we might break through the resistance and then just go sideways, let the 9 moving average on the weekly catch up to us, then maybe ease into that 9 moving average and then start the run. But who knows? I mean, crypto is it seems kind of bearish right now, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. These are just some of the technicals that I'm looking at. If, like I said, these trend lines kind of give us a picture of what's going to happen. Like I said, a rising wedge is technically a bearish pattern. It doesn't always have to be like that, though. Sometimes it'll break to the upside. So we'll have to wait and see, though. We are kind of in bearish momentum, though. So I don't know. Just kind of giving you guys something to like think about and maybe look at and kind of learn the way my kind of thought process is. I do like the way that how we are breaking that daily 9 moving average, though. So you kind of have to like look at all this stuff and then be like, okay, this looks good. This doesn't look so good. Like the daily kind of looks decent. We have to wait until that candle closes because we don't know what's going to happen yet. But then we're also looking at that 4 hour, which might give us a peek into what's going to happen on the daily. So let's see what happens. Are we going to break that trend going to the upside, or are we going to break it going to the downside? In my opinion, like I said, we have that top, we have that bottom, waiting for a breakout on this pattern, but also waiting for a breakout on this bigger pattern as well. Hopefully all that makes sense, and hopefully you guys are learning as or just, from what I kind of, my thoughts. I've been doing this, well, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. Sorry for all the bots. I know probably like 10 people are going to watch this and the rest are going to be bot. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? I do apologize for all the comments that are bots. It's like whack-a-mole. Like you ban those. Like I have no idea what those things are. Like the X. Let me just see real quick. It's like XA15, whatever. All that X stuff. All bots. I have no idea what that stuff is. I don't even know where that stuff comes from. But like I said, I try to ban those keywords, and they just make new ones. So I don't know why. I mean, I don't even understand what some of this stuff is. Like I don't know. Whatever. I've never even heard of a lot of these bot comments. So I do apologize for that, but if you are watching right now, thank you for watching. I appreciate that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, if you guys want to watch the last video, check it out right here, and if you're new to trading, check out this plays right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.